Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at this is a Belwith BWP5125-14. This is what we would call a European cabinet hinge, or a concealed, well, European cabinet hinge is what we call them, and I think that's what they call them as well. These have been around for a long time. I first bumped into these in about 1990 when I started working in the industry, and we'd have customers walk into the counter and say, "I need one of these," and I said, "I've never seen that before in my life." Lots of different variations and derivatives of this sort of material, and understanding all of those is its own area of concentration. It's its own discipline, so to speak. We're not going to focus on all of it, just what this is. This is what we would call a half-inch overlay hinge, and I'll define that now, and I'll show you in a moment what that is actually. But for right now, let's just take some basic dimensional properties. This is showing the door obviously open at about 95 degree or so, maybe 100 degree. Overall height of the hinge plate itself is about 2 1/4. Center of the screw holes looks like it's about 1 3/4 inches. Just generic dimensions. Width of the cup and the plate itself on the door about 1.5 inches. Overall, about 2 5/8. None of that really matters that much. Also, what you're going to get in the package will be the 3 screws that you need. Clearly, they're different. You can match those up. The big one for the jamb. You'll also get installation instructions, and I'll show you these as well. This is a 2-page affair. But you really need only 1/3 of a page because we've got 3 languages involved here. If you're replacing a hinge, these installation instructions are helpful, but I think what I'm going to go over in the video will give you the confidence to know exactly what it is that you're buying here. Now, what is this hinge, and let's talk about it. Why would you need it? Let's talk about it. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. If you're buying this hinge, you most likely just need a replacement hinge is the bottom line. Cabinet makers don't end up watching videos like this only because they know what the hinges are, what they do, how to install them, what they need, and what all of the dimensions are. So first of all, there are terms that are used. Partial overlay, inset, full overlay, reveal, wrap, full wrap, partial wrap, all these weird terms. And you can do an internet search. And sooner or later, you're going to find some graphical definitions of what the bottom line is in terms of what all that means. This hinge obviously needs to mount to a jamb, however that might be, a post. That's where the frame comes in that this will attach to. Okay, the door is going to sit here. The jamb will sit here. That's an awful way to show that, but nonetheless. Overlay is a very easy one to grasp. If you imagine a square or a rectangle, your door is off the cabinet and you've got this square or rectangle, probably a rectangle, right? If you were to take the door and cut it so that it's basically like 1/8 of an inch smaller in the width and height, and you installed it so it was flush with the face of the frame, that's inset. That margin around the perimeter, that's the reveal. We've talked about a couple of terms. If you took that same opening and you made your door 1 inch wider and 1 inch taller and you slapped it on the face, that's 1/2 inch overlay, because you've got a 1/2 inch overlaying on this side and a 1/2 inch overlaying on this side. If you've got a 1/2 inch overlay application, this hinge is a contender. If you're going to mount it right to that side jamb, this hinge is probably what you need in that case. And that's simply what this is. And I'll show you in a moment what that actually looks like in terms of overlay, but that's the verbal description of it. Let's switch now to the screen view. We're going to go over overlay, and we'll look at the installation instructions as well, which are that are included with the hinge. So let's do that right now. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. Okay, here is the hinge that we are indeed looking at. This says Hickory. Sometimes you'll see the name Liberty, Belwith, Keeler. I'm not sure if these companies are all the same or if they all work together or if one private labels for the next. Anyway, this is a Belwith Keeler version of this package that says Hickory hardware on it. Belwith could be the wholesaler. Hickory could be the manufacturer. Anyway, factory image. Let's look at the images that we've taken. There's the packaging, everything in the packaging. Says 1/2 inch on there. Let's just talk about 1/2 inch right now. Let's just show you what that means. Pretty typical application. Obviously your hinge plate is going to come in here. Here's your door. Your cup assembly is going to work something like this. I know more about hinges than I do about art. The dimension from here, the jamb, here to here, or here to here, that's overlay. That's 1/2 inch for this hinge. They're also saying reveal, which we're going to get to in a moment in the installation instructions. But when they use reveal in the installation instructions, I think they're talking about this gap between the back side of the door and the face of the jamb. I think that's what they're referring to. But this is 1/2 inch overlay right there. That's what that means. Rest of the pictures. See that spring assembly making it self-closing. The back side of the hinge. If we were looking at perhaps a right side view, right side cross section, that's the back side of everything. And your screws, screw package. Okay, now there's a link below this video to the installation instructions, as well as this literature link. Let's look at that first. Oh, this is the installation instructions. Well, that's easy. Okay, we'll look at that in a moment. 105-degree opening angle, 1/2 inch overlay, 45mm boring pattern. That's just going to be the dimension on the screw holes. Cup depth 13mm, polished nickel finish. Sold as each. When you buy one, we'll ship you one. Price per hinge. Now, installation instructions, literature. I'm just going to be looking at the far left column myself. So they've got 1/2 inch overlay. That we've discussed. From here to here. That's 1/2 inch. If you've got a different dimension, and you could, this hinge won't work. It'll go to 105-degree maximum opening. It is self-closing. It is fully concealed. For face frame cabinets, that's what this is. They're telling you how many hinges you should use, depending on how heavy the door is. I've had people swing this on 100-pound doors. They've just used lots of these hinges, and I've not heard that it didn't work. So there you go. For every 20 pounds, it seems, add another hinge. I might be really tempted to install 2 up at the top and not space them equally. I'd soldier stack 2 at the top. It would be my opinion on that. You'll need an 1 3/8" drill, a drill 1 3/8" and 3/32 drill bit. Number 2 Phillips, carpenter square, tape measure, or ruler, and a pencil. The hinge and all the screws. Before you begin, make sure your cabinet door meets the following requirements. You need a 1/4 inch minimum reveal for 3/4 inch door and an 1/8 of an inch minimum reveal for 5/8 door. You know, like I said, I'm not sure. Reveal is, as I said earlier, here's the opening in the cabinet. The reveal is how much of a gap you have around. And yeah, you would need a reveal if this was inset, but this isn't inset. The hinge naturally is going to give you a space here for that, but I don't really see why this dimension needs to change based on thickness. If this door was, well, it would change because you're going to 105 degree. That would be sure. So that's probably what they mean. This is the reveal because that door can get out like this to 105 degree, and the amount of space that you have in here, meaning here, is going to be important. So I'm going to go with that's what they're talking about. 3/4 inch minimum frame width, 3/4 inch frame thickness. Sure, Gotta have 3/4 here, 3/4 here to get that installed. 3/4 here. And probably a minimum of 3/4 here. You can do 5/8 or 3/4 inch thick doors. Now they're telling you to drill a 1 3/8 hole. How are you going to drill that? Well, a Forstner bit is probably what you're going to use, or a router. You can't use a fly bit. You can't pierce through the other side of the cabinet, so a flat-ended bit. You're going to drill that in the dimension that they've indicated here. An 1 3/8 hole, 1/2 inch deep, 3/32 from the edge of the door, right here. If you don't speak metric, that's okay. You can convert these. You can convert it online, or what I like to do is 1 divided by 25.4 multiplied by the amount of millimeters. So 20 millimeter. I'm not really sure what they're referencing 20 millimeter to be, but it would be 1 divided by 25.4 times 20. That's going to be 0.78 is that hole size, which means it's going to be basically 13/16. I'm sorry, 0.78? Yeah, 13/16 is no. It's going to be 3/4. It's going to be let's see, 25, 30 seconds, I believe is what that's going to come out to be. 25, 30 seconds. So 1 3/8 diameter, 1/2 inch deep, 3/32 from the edge of the door. And at this point, it's handy to just have someone help you hold and hang the door, pre-drill the holes and attach the door, just like they're showing here. No adjustment here on the hinge at all, except for this slotted hole. You can lift that door up and down a little bit, is really all of the adjustment that you'll get. This is just an economy grade hinge, but they do break with time. You'll find that your door won't close, or it'll make an awful sound. It just needs to be replaced. So hopefully this video has helped dispel what some of the dimensions are and the terms are used. And again, I think this is what they mean, minimum 1/8 inch or 1/4 inch, depending on the door thickness. Because if that door goes to 90, no problem. But if it goes past that, then this corner here is going to end up hitting the face of the frame. Let's wrap up this video on camera. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. One thing I didn't mention before we cut back to the camera view was the link below this video to the manufacturer's page in our site. You can click on that. I'm going to click on it now. It says more from Belwith Keeler, and what is on that page is some horizontal navigation that will allow you to review all of the Belwith Keeler products that we sell. There's also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full line product catalog as well. That full line catalog, that's pretty handy. That's 220 pages actually. Admittedly, I'm not familiar with their catalog, but I can see that that has been a glaring omission. They have lots of cabinet hardware here that I was frankly unaware of. Very interesting. I would suggest that you review it. They have a unique offering of pull handles and knobs and whatnot. Different series and whatnot. Yeah, I would click on that link and check it out. Let us know if we can be of any help. I didn't expect to see lots of cabinet hardware, but we are sure interested to attempt to help dispel any problems that you have, source the right hinges, help you execute an order for your parts, whether it be replacement or a new installation. Any questions on the Belwith Keeler BWP5125-14 cabinet hinge or any other Belwith Keeler product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you very much. Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.